Hey y'all, I'm Shayna and I'm back with another review. This is for Tyler Perry's Sistas, Season 6, Episode 2, Full Circle Moment. Yes, y'all, we have another Tyler Perry production, honey. I don't know how much longer this show can go on. I really don't, but we gonna watch this to the end. We know haves and have nots dragged on a little bit too long, longer than it should have. Tyler, we may need to get some of these cast members on out, wrap up some of these storylines, get some fresh new writers in the room, something. But let's talk about it, okay? If you're new here or if you're not, either way, I appreciate you stopping by. If you enjoyed this video, don't hesitate to check out my other content. Be sure to like and most importantly subscribe because this is a growing channel. I need these views, I need these likes, I need these subscribes, okay? So let's get into it. So we see Andy and she driving drunk Danny home. They having an awkward conversation about, Andy like the sister saying, oh, we love you, Danny. It was just your turn. Everybody in the group has a time. It's been that way since college, yada, yada, yada. Danny like, girl, whatever. But Danny gonna be outspoken no matter what. And she feeling like Andy is letting the relationship with Gary drag on too long. She like, you want me to say something now or after the divorce? Which one? And Danny is me. She is me. Because I feel like I'm going to just say what it is. She is dragging this on too long. The storyline's dragging. Should have wrapped up. What happened to his wife? What happened to his child? What's happening? End it. We all feel the same way. And maybe that's a good sign that Gary about to get up out of there. But it ain't looking like. But we going to get into that. So when Danny gets home, the guy that she ran over with her car just magically appears. I'm like, wasn't all the sisters there? When did he get in? How he get in? I ain't seen nothing broken into, a window crack. Okay. So they automatically get to tussling. It's fight night. Preston is at her door and he hears some noises. And he like, oh, she in there having sex. What? What? Like, wow, okay. But I guess you hear noises, you don't know what to assume. It wouldn't be the first time Danny done did it and President showed up unannounced. That's why he need to stop showing up unannounced. Like it's not cute anymore. We need, especially since he has a fiance, hey, let's not forget. So Preston went to his car and he like, oh, she in there sleeping with another man. F you, Danny. And then 2 seconds later, he busts in the door, and then they start jumping the guy. And it's like the transition wasn't smooth, seamless, or nothing. Like, why did he even go back to the car? He could have said "F you, Danny" outside the door. He got all the way back in the car and said, I'm gonna go back inside and bust through the door. And the door just be popping open like that. No key, no. She might need to get a top lock. I mean, everybody just be in and out. They just be walking in loosey goosey. So, Andy gets home to corny Gary covered in fake rose petals, and Gary thinks they about to have the sexuals. Andy was like, guess again, you're controlling and you need to leave. And I don't think he needs to just leave the apartment. I think he needs to leave her life. But that's neither here nor there. Just because she was like, fine, you can stay in the guest room. And that's why I know it ain't over, because stay in the guest room for what? Afterwards, when Danny and Preston get to jump on old boy, she's finishing talking to the police. They leave and they like, I'm glad you're okay. She can't even take a moment to debrief and process what just happened because Preston feels like this is a good time to have a conversation. His timing is always terrible, ain't it? He says his fiance knows that he loves her. And he was like, you know what else? She thinks you love me too. And I'm just like, what is this? Like, this don't even seem realistic. What is this, Tyler? We going off the deep end. If you running out of storylines, let this be the last season. Let's just, it's fine. I mean, I like Sisters, but you ain't gonna get some writers in the room. So over at Sabrina's, Calvin comes knocking, and he tells her Maurice went to the airport to confront Q, and they got to fighting, and Maurice shot Q. Maurice arrives like minutes later, and without a care. And he just being his sarcastic, usual, typical comedic relief self. He tells Sabrina, I already know Shamar Moore filled you in on everything. That was funny. I cannot lie to you. So Maurice gets the storytelling. He get in the story time mode and takes zero accountability on that little tussle he had at the airport. Sabrina was like, look, this is your fault. And now they investigating me. Sabrina she ain't checked Maurice enough for my liking. I mean, Andy got him together quickly, but Sabrina should have got him together because it's his fault that she in this mess. She ain't had nothing to do with it. So Maurice is acting like a victim, like usual. It is his fault, but Calvin, you talking about it's your fault, but Calvin, you did play a part in it when you suggested that he stay in the apartment. I mean, Maurice is probably gonna do it anyway, but let's not forget, because I know Tyler be forgetting about some of the storylines he wrote a few seasons back. So I'm gonna just refresh our memory. Calvin did play a part, and I just know she's tired of him because Maurice up there insulting her, like up here talking about her food, calling her broke. Listen, with friends like that, okay, he's ungrateful. He'd be going right back to the slammer. But we move on and we see Zatima. Fatima's I don't know if it's her light hair or what, but she's getting lighter and lighter by the season, ain't she? Is it the lighting? Okay, let me move on. So they being affectionate and not fighting for a change. He cooked her breakfast. She never eats what he cooks, so he might as well stop cooking. Zach say he's gonna see his baby, and the one that was confirmed I still don't believe it. I still do not believe Hayden was behind it. I do not believe. I know they took the DNA test and everything. They need to go to a courthouse and get it done again. I don't believe that's, I wouldn't be surprised he walk out and he don't even got no children. But okay. I'm just a little suspicious. Call me a conspiracy theorist, okay? Zach was inviting Fatima to go, but she like, you can just go ahead. It's like she want to be in the business, but she don't, but she do, but she don't. So she leave for work, and Zach calls Heather and lets her know that he wants to come over. She like, as long as you paying me, you can come as often as you want. He shouldn't have to pay you to see his child. Like, yeah, he should pay you because you're taking care of the child, and he needs the support. But he shouldn't have to pay you just to come see the child. Like, I don't like the way she phrased it, if you know what I mean. And she basically let him know, like, the child watches the Tyler, he's watching himself. Because he liked my sister watch him while I'm at work. When I come home, when I'm sleeping, he got his tablet, his games, he's fine. Girl, she seeming like she was not ready to be a mother. I understand being tired every now and then, but every night. So Gary calls Hayden to let him know that Andy is onto them, that she knows about the plan with Robin. I thought we established this last season. What's happening? How many times do we gonna rehash the same storyline? So Hayden don't care because he kitty whipped. So he like, whatever, it'll be fine. He don't care. Gary asks again if Hayden vetted her. And by her, I mean T. I forgot what her name was. I forgot. But we gonna call her T till I remember. And, Hayden was like, yes, like he said the last time Gary asked this, but we know it's really a no. Afterwards, we see some pointless small talk between Gary and Andy. Moving on. Back at Sabrina's, Maurice is trying to, because Calvin was there, she like, you ain't about to eat. Talking like good friends. We know Calvin got feelings, but Sabrina got that millionaire African on her radar. He's on the roster, okay? He on her roster, feeding her pasta and lobster, okay? So Maurice is like, you and Calvin should be together. Now, first he didn't want them to be together. He's tired of them. Now he wants Lord knows, the truth is, I'm tired. So afterwards, Maurice says for the 100th time that Sabrina needs to call corporate for their jobs. Like, Tyler Perry gonna have them repeating stuff senselessly over and over again if he don't do nothing else. Tyler, please get some help with these scripts. Maurice says he's going to the hospital to get Q to confess to what he's done. If Calvin could get him to confess with that golf club, I don't think you can. So Fatima's plant, aka T, we see her and Hayden. She in lingerie, she got a new wig. That's her second season wig, okay? She's looking cute. And she got him wrapped around her finger. So he leaving. She like, oh, you think you gonna give me this job? I'm gonna bring you lunch. He talking about taking care of her. Where's a Hayden at when you need one? I could use a Hayden in my life. Okay. So she calls Fatima after he leaves, like a half second later. Like, girl, make sure he got in the car good and drove out the lot first. So he's telling her what happened, and she like, oh, he's falling for me and all this stuff. And Fatima act like she got an attitude, and I don't know why. Like, Fatima was so likable at first. Now she's giving me like the Karen ick. Like, it's like, we liked you, but now you got this attitude, and I don't really like it. Like, I ain't been watching Zatima because I don't got BET Plus. So, yeah. Y'all got to fill me in. Fatima ain't likable no more for me. Not on Sistas. At least not right now. Um, but yeah, Fatima was like, because her old girl asked for pay, and Fatima was like, he giving you gifts, right? Well, that's your pay. And then my cousin set this up, and she should have told you. So he was like, well, look, I could get it all. I could do. I was thinking, and Fatima was like, I ain't pay. I ain't. You ain't getting hired to think. I ain't get you to think. Girl, who was you talking to? I understand she's working for you or working with you or for your cousin or whatever at the moment, but who you talking to? I don't like that she talked to her like that. Like, don't talk down on nobody. I don't like that. So T hung up. She said, "Click, girl. You thought she working for herself, and I don't blame her, as she should. But it'd be funny if she really do catch feelings and actually fall for Hayden. That's kind of what I hope, so they can go off and ride off in the sunset and get up off the show." Aaron calls Pam. He looking for Karen because Karen's not answering his calls. Didn't Karen say give me some space? But he never has and never will care about giving Karen no space. So Pam was like, okay, well, then she don't want to be bothered. Leave her alone. Stop bothering her. And on top of that, stop calling me. So he like, okay, fine. Instead of just ending it, she like, and another thing, this ain't my phone. I ain't her secretary. And Aaron was like, actually, you are. She said, not on my phone. Not on my phone, I ain't. I know that's right. They still talking instead of just ending like a natural conversation would actually end in real life. And all of a sudden, Pam and her bad acting pull up talking about, oh, MG, the shop. And Aaron like, hold on, what's going on, Pam? What? She click. And that's where the episode ends. Next week seems like it may be a little bit better because this was giving very much filler episode. But we're going to be back. We're going to see if it picks up because what's going on with Karen and that baby? All we want to know is who baby is it. At this point, I'm just literally watching to find out who baby is it. And wouldn't it be funny if it was neither one of their babies? Who plot twist? Tyler, if you write that in there, I'll ask your girl, okay? Y'all let me know how you feel about this episode down in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe. You better not click off without hitting that subscribe. Now it's free now. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.